There are a couple things I do want to bring up actually. And this is, again, I want people to hear me out on this one because this is an exciting release for some. The JND Studios 1/3 scale Christopher Reeve's Superman. This is a statue that actually already sold out. With JND, it's always super interesting because they always say, oh, it's sold out in 4 hours or whatever, but then it sits on Spec Fiction for like 2 months, right? Or 6 months or longer. You can still get it. But it's like they sell out to the retailers and they sell out to some collectors, but they count it as overall sold out. So, and it sells out really quickly. So it like kind of creates this hype. But if you're in the States, you can find it at Comic Concepts. You can find it at Spec. You can find it other places. Javier just disappeared. And you can find it at other places. But, I want to ask the question, is it good enough, Kiko? There he is. He's back. He's back. So I want to ask the question, is it good enough? This statue retails, Kiko, if you did not see, for about $2,500, $2,500. I think it's $2,400, right? So, and then you got the 2-pack one, which I'll show, which I believe is $3,600. So this is 1/3 scale. It's the Christopher Reeve Superman. You get the Clark Kent as well. I actually think the Clark Kent is an even better likeness, but I'm starting to come around to the Christopher Reeves Superman one as well. Kiko, what do you think? Is it good enough for the price?
For that price, no chance in hell. No chance in hell. There is, if you go back to the actual Clark Kent one, that looks like Christopher Reeves. I feel like that is no doubt about who that is right there. That looks really good. The smirk, everything, the tailoring, great. Going back to the Superman one, for $2,500, I mean, it's not like you're having a giant thing of hair that you have to do. I mean, you just got to get a 1970s haircut, essentially. From that does not look like who I thought it would be. There is, I see. I need to be careful what I say, but that is not Christopher Reeves to me. I think the tailoring on the suit looks awesome. I think the body looks great. It's the face. It's the face. I am a little concerned about like the crotch seam. Like there's like a noticeable line in the panties. That one's odd to me. If you go back up and see that, there's like a noticeable line like right where the dick should be, and I'm at least on that one.
You can kind of see a little bit right there, but
that's a strange thing. But for the price, I understand 1/3 statues are big, but if you go this route, I feel like you have to have them both. Just because why? For the price, man, you're gonna have to really wow me, and I just think for that price, that's not close. And I'm not that person. Granted, people are gonna flame me because I said close enough, blah blah blah, in art, blah, blah. Well, for that cost, $2,500, $3,000, you have to be almost perfect. You have to be. A $600 6-scale figure, you got some wiggle room. A $200, $300 6-scale figure, you got a lot of wiggle room. But for this better be a split image, and this just isn't.
Right. I will say, like, the more I look at it, I'm like, this is pretty damn good. I do think the Superman is not perfect, but I'd still give it like an 8.5 head sculpt. The Clark Kent, I'm with you, Kiko. It could just be that the glasses cover a lot of the face, right? But it looks really good. I think this is one that I think they did a really good job on. And like you said, the smirk, it's really cool. I mean, I've never owned a JND statue. I've heard a lot of QC issues. I've heard a lot of QC issues of breakages.
It's silicone, isn't it?
Yeah, the silicone, but not even that part. It's like the legs and the magnets and stuff like that. And then getting replacement parts is pretty difficult from what I hear. So if you buy from certain retailers or whatever, like I've just heard it's challenging. Like if you have an issue, like it's frustrating. And there seem to have been a lot of issues I've seen, but there's also been a lot of collectors who had no problems. But Javier, I want to ask you the same question. Is this Superman good enough here from JND? Because JND gets a lot of hype for every release. And I do think this one's pretty damn good. I guess it just depends on what you're collecting. What do you think?
I saw a comment that Sal just made a few seconds ago, and I gotta agree with him. It's good, but it's not $2,500 good. I do think that this Clark Kent version, I do like the sculpt. This to me looks incredible. I like you said, you can tell immediately who this is. I do think though that Superman is a little bit. It's good, like it's not bad, but for 1/3 scale, the price kind of ticks me off. And I mean, Shiny also made a really good comment where, they said that JND's pretty hit and miss sometimes, where sometimes a lot of their prototypes or even just then their final products can just be hit or miss. Their Harley is okay. Their Arwen is really bad.
Yeah.
And then even then, I think they made a Heath Ledger Joker recently, right? Or maybe a few years back that I
Yeah, it's
believe
okay.
Carlos owns it. It's nice. It's nice. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it is incredible artwork, but just, for the price, I would probably want something that's, like Kiko said, a lot more very like accurate, right? Something that I can put on a shelf or on a display, and then that be a main piece, right? It's a 1/3 scale. This to me, I wouldn't pick it up. I would consider though this if Hot Toys makes it in 1/6 scale. If they make another Christopher Reeve, yeah, for sure, this would be cool. If InArt does a Christopher Reeve 2-pack with these two specific looks, I think that would be great. So long as they don't take 5 years for it. But going back to this, I don't see this being worth the amount of money that they're asking for. Well, I do think it looks cool. I don't think I would be picking this up. I mean, that was almost like, I don't know, like 2,500. And I'm sorry, what was the 2-pack again? 30,
It's like 3,500. Yeah, something like that.
35. Yeah, man. I mean, for that amount, I would definitely want almost, not a 7 out of this. For me is 7 out of 10 for the Superman, maybe a
Wow.
9 out of 10 for the Clark Kent. I would want, definitely 9s all around, basically, at the
Right.
very least. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, it looks cool though. I do like it. But again, the JND being hit or miss is a little jarring for what they're asking for. Base is
Right.
cool, stance is cool, design, everything. I love it. The pose on Clark Kent looks incredible. The smirk, but
Yep.
yeah, I think I'm passing on that.
Have they released a video shaming you for not liking it yet?
Not yet. That'll be coming in the near future, I'm sure.
Got you.
Yeah, that'll be coming. And I apologize, Mike, for spelling Christopher Reeves wrong. So I apologize. I'm not a huge Superman film from this film. I've probably seen it when I was younger. It's been a long time, but I don't really recall. So yeah, I'm not the biggest Superman guy. There hasn't been a Superman film yet that I've been really crazy about. So I'm hoping James Gunn can change that. We'll see. But yeah, I guess it really just depends. That said, we did get a super chat, so I guess I want to bring that one up because it relates to the topic. This is a Carlos. Thank you so much. I guess it's all relative on income and what scale you collect. I've shown $300 to $500 figures, and people said it better be perfect for the price. That is a fair point. That is a fair point, and I guess it just depends sort of on who you're talking to, and because you talk to non-collectors and they say, "Oh, $300 is a ton." So yeah, I get that, and it is the best Christopher Reeves you can get in 1/3 scale. So if that's the case, yeah, it totally makes sense. But I don't know. I guess
I'll
we're
wait for the
viewing
InArt version. I'll just wait for the InArt version.
which I'm assuming they probably will do it at some point. But yeah, it's
2089.
I mean, look, I'm waiting for JND to do the right character for me because I would love to pick up a JND, but they haven't done a character yet that other than the Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker. But I don't feel that came out that great. It's okay, but it's good, but I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't for me exactly. So I ended up going with the quarter scale Queen Studios. But I don't know. They got to do if they do Aragorn and they do it really well, I'll look at it and consider it. But I'll probably just wait for the InArt, like Kiko said.
Well, that's a really good point actually, because for this Christopher Reeve Superman, I really think if you're a hardcore fan, right, and you want to collect this in 3rd scale, you want a really incredible piece. I think this is one of the very few that's not 1/6, right, for Christopher Reeve, right? Like a bigger scale. Do they have anything else similar to this?
Yeah, I mean, they have the Henry Cavill Superman they're doing, and they have a bunch of other DC stuff that they've done. Of course, they have Arwen, but they don't have.
Wait, no, I mean like for a Christopher Reeve Superman representation.
Oh, for 3rd scale.
Anything?
Well, Sideshow
Yeah.
did quarter scale. I don't know that anyone's done 3rd scale. So
I mean,
yeah.
this could be a great piece to pick up though for a hardcore Christopher Reeve Superman.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Well,
this
it's
would
funny
be an incredible piece.
because Javier, that's a really good point because I was having a conversation with another collector today who I won't name, but someone who's in the community, and he said to me, he was like, seeing this JND makes me want to pick up the Sideshow. And I was like, that's really bad, actually. I was like, that's not a good sign, right? But I do think overall JND did a really good job here. Like I'm not here to shit on their work here because they do amazing work, and this looks, I think, really good. Look, I'm not the biggest Christopher Reeve guy, but you are right, Anthony. I mean, it's, there is something to be said for Superman fans. It clearly sold out apparently pretty quickly. So, and I do think they did a really great job here. It's just a matter of, do you collect statues in that scale and do you want to spend that much?
Right.
Yeah. In this economy, like I said, it's tough. So, but you're right. That's a good point. You're looking at the market for Christopher Reeve stuff. This is has a unique spot in the market.
So. Yeah. If you want that main event piece in your collection and you wanted to be Christopher Reeve, this is perfect for you.
Right? Yeah, it is. Maybe they'll do Loki one day, and then I'll change my mind. I'll change my tune. As long as it's not TVA Loki, they were good. You know, that's probably the one they would do watch. So yeah, thank you
We
guys
need
so
that
much.
Avengers.
I know, dude, Avengers. Well, because Queen at one point was going to do a half scale Loki, and I think it was going to be Avengers, but then they were like, yeah, we're not doing half scale anymore because again, the economy. I hate to keep bringing that up, but that's what it is. Like, you know, even the Captain America half scale, I don't think did as well as they would have hoped. So I think half scale is just kind of off the table right now. So yeah.